As aspiring artists, you and I share the same insecurity. We ask ourselves over and over, am I a genuine artist? We ask ourselves over and over, have I made it in art? Will I ever make it in art? If you're a website UX designer, are you an artist? If you're an animator at a 3D studio, did you make it in art? If the studio introduces AI software and largely modifies your workflow, somehow takes the human out of it, are you still an artist? Have you made it as an artist if you've got a job in art? A job is constraint. It is standardization. At your job, everyone is playing a social role. The director, the various concept artists, the script writers, the costume designers, whatever they might be doing, they are here to perform something that will guarantee their boss money, and in return, their boss pays them. Have you made it in art when you are in such orders, such lack of freedom? Tomorrow, you might lose your job in art because of artificial intelligence. Or you might be turned into a janitor, merely tasked with ironing out artificial intelligence outputs. If you're a student, you may never come to find an entry-level job in art at all, or you'll find one that you're not enthusiastic about at all. This is coming. You might wonder then what to do. We've given up our freedom as artists to collect, to serve the collective. And the collective now wants to replace us. We may be offended by this ungratefulness of the collective. We may wish to turn away. Is the basis of art then in total freedom? In the rejection of all rules, tradition, and obedience? No. Look at the past 100 years of art. Look at the various pointless movements of Fauvism, Surrealism, Impressionism, and the 100,000 isms that have come out of this total freedom for art and for the artist. It's all quite unimpressive, isn't it? As art had become more free and personal, it had become more impossible to understand for other people, less all-encompassing, less ambitious, less powerful. And it reached its natural conclusion. The freest art of all is that of children. We must therefore make art like children do. But has a child made it in art? No. So the turning away from the collective as artists was also a dead end. Are we then hopeless to answer our question? Can we never find out if we have made it in art? Now here's the key. And in fact, look at the correspondence of Michelangelo, one of the greatest artists of all time, and you will find the key for yourself. The greater the artist, the more he aspires to freedom, and the greater the degree of his surrendering to inspiration rather than earthly constraints. You know, the patrons, the popes, the kings. And to many great artists in history, the same pattern applies. This greater striving, this transcendental motivation to them was God, Allah, harmony, beauty, virtue, whatever it might be. And it was a lot of other things in a lot of different cultures. So finally, here's the final answer to our insecurity, our collective insecurity as artists today. Having tried both aligning with the collective, becoming useful, and on the other hand, having tried to be selfish, to only focus on our own vision of art, we find that both don't work. And what's the final answer? You are an artist. You have made it in art when, through means of technical excellence in material creation, you pursue something beyond. Something beyond rationality. Something beyond the mundane life of constraints and jobs. Something out there, in a place free of the heavy and petty presence of the conscious mind. Free from your own ego and individuality. A place where you can be confident that science and its corollary artificial intelligence will never lodge its sneaky rot